Hello and welcome to another episode of Hustler Daily. My name is Mitchell Gambin. Alongside me, as per usual, is Shaun and Jesse. And we've got a very special guest in the building, Mr. Daniel Harrison, a very, very well-known YouTuber. And we're actually going to give you a chance to learn a lot more about him today. So, mate,
thanks for having me, man.
All good.
Here.
I tell everyone, like, some people probably watching this know exactly who you are, but tell us about yourself.
But at the same time, they wouldn't know who he is.
Like, because it's a different audience, man.
Yeah, a lot of your community would literally just know you as, you know, the YouTuber.
Yeah,
the Fortnite King.
The Fortnite King. That's rich.
That's probably an underestimation.
I used to post a lot, and these days I'd be posting probably once every few months. You know, just try and muster up all the footage and get it all together. Try and release quality content. But yeah, I guess I do gaming videos. I do streams. I do a bunch of other stuff, but people don't see that. Not yet.
Not yet. So you got some plans in the works?
Some stuff in the works.
Yeah, definitely.
How long have you been doing streaming for now?
How long is it, Shaun? So for reference to anyone listening, Shaun and I go way back from the last time I worked in retail about 4 years ago. And I remember going and running to work. Or better yet, skating to work.
I was going to say running.
Yeah. Dude, you know, one time... So my routine back then was upload every day while working full time. So I would come home and we worked at Hype together, and I would run to work, do my shift, get home as fast as I could, record a video, edit it, thumbnail, title, bed, wake up, read the comments. And because I was always scooting so fast on my electric skateboard, I actually got hit by a car one time on the way to work. Don't you remember? I walked up to work and I was like, dude, I just got hit by a car. You're like, what? You alright? I'm like, yeah, man.
It was too early. I'm like, bro, surely... I'm like, you're taking the piss.
No, because you were 2IC and I texted you and I was just like, bro, I'm going to be late. I got hit by a car. And you're like, shut up.
Well, I don't need your excuses. I'll see you when you get here.
Yeah, and I rock up and I've got this massive bruise on me.
Or that other time that you rocked up with a ticket from the police because you got pulled over and got fined for speeding.
Oh yeah, okay. So you're not supposed to ride. Yeah, for speeding on an electric
fucking skateboard,
bro. That was some rough times. But you know what's funny?
They were out for you.
But like they were the best.
They were the best.
You know, looking back on those times, though, it was good, man, because it was just like nothing but a dream. You know.
Well, yeah, I remember you'd be streaming for 6 hours a night. Like I'd go on at 11:30. We'd work the next morning at whatever time, and you'd be on live stream for 6 hours, you know, every night, just fucking streaming.
Yeah, man, I was really into it, you know. I was,
and it was just a dream, and now you look where it's
everyone
become.
laughed at me, bro. They're like, oh yeah, and I'm like, even me, I'm like, yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, you asked how long I've been doing it for. I mean, yeah, about 4 years.
Yeah, nice.
I remember it was at Hype that I was like, Shaun, I'm
taking this serious. Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone.
Remember
was
we had that
laughing
conversation that day.
Yeah, in the storage room.
Yeah, and you're like, brother.
You and Seiki were the only two that were like, you can do it, bro. The only two.
Yeah, because like I could see how much you believed in yourself.
Yeah,
and that's all that mattered.
Shut up about it.
That's all that mattered. Like it doesn't matter if anyone believed. Like, you know, you see people they want people to believe in them for them to, you know, get that motivation or that hustle. But prior, like, you know, people, as you said, people would laugh. You'd go, you know, what do you do? I YouTube. You YouTube? Yeah, I play games on YouTube. People, this was prior to, you know, how far gaming has come in the last couple of years. Like now, everyone wants to be a YouTuber. What's your dream job? YouTuber. Yeah, sweet.
It's because Fortnite, bro.
100%.
Fortnite and Drake.
And Drake.
Yeah, you remember.
Well, now like Fortnite does like collaborations. They've done Travis
Yeah.
Scott, Marshmello.
Yeah, now it's Travis Scott, Marshmello, and they're selling out every month because they know the game's kind of declining, and so they kind of just, you know, sell out where they
Innovate
can.
somewhere. Yeah.
Well, they were on such a high at the peak of it that it's like,
Yeah, bro.
they've got to think like, how do we keep that
How do we like
coming?
You know,
Milk it for as much as it's worth.
Yeah.
Well, I used to play it a fair bit, but then I stopped right after they had that Thanos game mode where you used to play as Thanos.
Dude, I don't like the game anymore, man.
No?
No, not at all.
Don't really play it anymore? Or?
Never. I never game. It's funny because people think that I game for a living, but I don't game at all. It's all just putting on a show and trying to be entertaining and like using the game as a backdrop while you serve content on a platter. So people come to and they click because they think it's a Fortnite video, but then they keep watching my other ones because they realize it's nothing to do with the game.
Yeah.
It's more the entertainment side of
when
things.
we're watching it, we're like the game's there, but there's always something that's going on.
Yeah,
like you laugh,
you
you
meet
lose,
people or something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
And
a
is
really
that
interesting way to like perspective to
No,
have
man.
on it, because like I was watching your videos as well, and just from what we were seeing, as you said, like you don't have to be the best gamer.
I'm so bad, bro. I'm so
sell yourself
bad.
short?
Nah, trust. Compared to some of the sweats out there's like these 15-year-olds. They're just getting arthritis playing this shit. It's insane.
That's what you hear about a lot of the games. When it goes sour, it's because of the sweats that get on.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
I know.
I'm more of an NBA 2K player,
Oh, yeah?
and that's starting to get sweaty.
Oh, I bet. I
Um,
don't doubt that a bit.
FIFA's been sweaty for a few
Uh-huh.
years from people that I know.
Yeah.
So
No doubt. But, yeah, man, it's not about the game anymore for me. I don't play for the game. I don't really enjoy it. I kind of just, I play because I enjoy making videos and using the content from it. So
And it's a good medium to help that. Like,
Yeah,
you meet
bro.
people. Every it always changes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
always a different conversation that you have.
Yeah.
Always a different person. But we saw like you play a bit with your followers and your subscribers and that sort of stuff.
yeah, sometimes it's good to like surprise, like, cause you bump into like a subscriber in a game,
Yeah.
and they'll they'll be like freaking out or whatever, and they'll have like they're big fans of some of my mates, and so I'll just invite them and just watch them like freak out.
Go
It's
crazy.
good content, bro.
It'd be a good feeling though, doing that for someone, like having
it's-
that
it's
sort of
unreal.
power over people's
Dude.
emotions. Like,
Dude, it's funny you say that because it's the craziest thing. That's like, it costs me nothing to just invite them, but that kid's gonna remember it for the rest of his
Forever.
life.
Yeah.
You know?
remember that
Sure,
time
especially
Daniel
when you hear some of
Harrison?
the
I played
reactions.
with Daniel
They
Harrison.
love it.
Like,
So I met
You know?
Mac Miller
Oh.
at Culture Kings and when I was in high school, and I walked up like, cause I was super fan. I bought all the most dope sweaters
Yeah.
and shit. I'm a super fan. And I walk up to the dude and I shake his hand and I tell him, I'm like, you're such an inspiration to me, bro. And he puts his hand, and he like got his hand and he put it around me and he's like, I really appreciate that. And that support, like I could feel he was being genuine.
yeah,
And that one little moment didn't cost him anything, and that stuck with me for my life.
and it
And
will.
now I'm going on and I'm doing it to people, and I think, well, if I treat people like that, then maybe it'll be a similar thing for
Yeah,
them.
it's like karma, just putting good out into the world.
yeah. It's crazy how far it's come from just talking about it.
yeah.
What is it now? Over 1 million YouTube followers?
Yeah, a
Oh.
million subs, which that sounds crazy, but it's really not that much anymore, bro. I mean, everyone's got 1 million subs. There's so many people that have 10 million now. It's crazy.
But what's crazy, like I remember when you would have been only 1,000 subscribers back in the day.
Yeah, dude.
And you were going crazy, like, bro, I've got 1,000 fucking subscribers, and we're there going, holy shit.
Yeah,
like,
I remember we had this
bro.
work party and I'm like, bro, I can't go. And he's like, dude, and you're like, dude, come on, man. Come on. I'm like, dude, I can't. I got to upload a video. He's like, what if you got a video done and then scheduled it? I'm like, sure. I remember walking up to you in the party and I'm just like, bro, it just went live and I'm not even on my computer. And you're like, yeah, all right, bro, all right. Because you would have been so sick of me by that point, just raving on about this shit all the time.
I'm like, here, bro, you have this drink. Come on, let's
Yeah,
go.
just have a
Let's
sit,
party.
man. Just have a seat. Stop talking about you.
I didn't spike it, I promise.
Yeah, man. But that's how you got to be with your hustles, you guys. I'm sure you know. Like, you're on to what, your 50th episode now?
Yeah.
And I'm sure now, I mean, you're feeling a lot more comfortable with your podcast, and it feels like something that you've really kind of grown into. It's how it is, dude. Like, I came to this revelation in my hustle where I was just like, I realized, okay, I'm not better than anyone at all. I have no skills. I don't deserve to get anything from this shit unless I put in the work. And so I just decided and made the decision, I'm going to upload every single day. And then by the end of the year, I'm like, okay, well, I got this, like,
Look
I'll
where
have to
that got
be
me.
kind of decent. You know what I mean? And then sure enough, after a year, it's about you know, I think luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And I think because I put in so much work, I uploaded every day for a year and I got like 300 subs. I didn't get anything. But then when Fortnite came along, because I was ready to seize that moment and like my skills were there.
You had that year of practicing and building.
Exactly. And I could seize that. And that was the thing that changed my life. That's what's crazy about it. You know, people are really really focused on the return on investment. So if someone says, okay, I'm going to put 60 hours in this week or 30 hours in this week, whatever, you subconsciously kind of expect something back.
Instant gratification.
Right. But when in reality, you know, what you get back is the craft itself. And then over time, because you've harnessed this, an opportunity may or may not present itself and you will be ready to seize it. And I think that was the big... That's where Fortnite came in and just, you know, it was crazy, man. It was life-changing.
Well, it's not like, I guess being a YouTuber, it's not something that you can just straight off the bat quit your job and just, you know what I mean?
No, but when I did quit, I remember approaching you and I was like, dude, I think I'm gonna quit. And he's like, you know, like, can you afford to? And I'm like, nah. But I was like, I'll be able to eat like, I could afford to eat noodles and pay rent with what I'm doing, and I'm doing it part-time after work. And I thought, okay, if I do this full-time, essentially my revenue will double, right? It didn't.
That would have been nice.
So it was a big leap I had to take when I took it full-time, through Patreon and whatnot. But yeah, it paid off, man. Paid off. You just gotta trust in yourself.
Take the risk.
Yeah.
That's a really good mindset to have, I guess, is the whole...
Stay consistent.
Like, taking your talent and whatnot away from it and just being like, if I don't work, nothing fucking matters.
Bro, dude, like, you know, you might think in high school, like, oh, you know, girls liked me in high school, so therefore I could be a famous actor.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I was pretty hot in those freestyles when I was smoking weed with my friends. Maybe I could become a rapper. Nah, it's
Have you tapped into our phones?
But like what I'm saying is like the work ethic is everything, bro. If you don't have work ethic, that's it. You know, you're gonna lose. You got to work relentlessly. It's insane. I struggle with it a lot, to be honest, even this day, because I'll burn out. You know, do you struggle with anything like that?
Definitely.
Yeah, like
I
you
think
go full on, and then it will be a point where you're like, okay, I need to chill, but do I need to chill? And then you get
yeah,
that's
like
probably
you
my
actually
biggest...
deserve a break, and you start overthinking everything.
yeah.
Happens
One of
all
my
the time.
biggest downfalls is that I'll get obsessed with something, and I'll go boom, 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 and then after a while, you're like, you hit that wall.
That plateau.
It's alright, bro.
Don't worry about it.
That's alright. That's the Daniel Harrison.
I'll just send you the bill.
That's a moment in history.
I feel that right there.
That's Daniel Harrison.
Nah, but I feel you, man. It's like, yeah, it's like, because it's all momentum, right? So you work really hard to like build a momentum with your work, and then when it comes to, you know, taking a break, you kind of build the momentum with taking a bit of a break, and then you might take a week off, and then, as opposed to the 2 days that you intended. So I feel you. That does get pretty hard as well.
But then when you do, you just don't be guilty. Don't blame yourself, and don't think about it too much. If you had a week, get back into it.
Get right back into it. Yeah.
Get back into it. Don't dwell on it and be like, fuck, you know, I only wanted 2 days off. I had a week. Shit, no, I'll go have another week off.
Yeah.
But you just need to don't be hard on yourself and get back into it.
That's very true.
What other side hustles you got going on right now? Because I noticed that you did some stuff with clothing. I mean, you're all...
That's
So
a part of this. Like, this is like Hustler Daily, and then we've got the clothing,
the
and then
social media side of things, where we just upload daily our take on what's got like the good news, what's going on in the world, and then we got the merch as well that we released.
What's
that's
your vision
us.
with it?
The vision would be...
the reason I ask is because then you can look back on this in 5 years when it's all
and
true.
say,
And we'll
look,
be like,
what happened here? It would be to have clothes releasing yearly, so each drop, summer, each season, have clothes coming out, do a podcast where we're sort of the voice, be the platform for people like yourself that are hustling in their own, you know, field, and
that way
just
when
have
you-
that sort of
when you
open...
When you get bigger, you can put other people on as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's it,
definitely
yeah.
the plan.
Yeah, you like see
Work
someone
with
you
others and-
believe in their hustle. and then people that watch you, they'll watch it, and
We just want to be a platform,
yeah, I like that.
really, just a community, and that's slowly what we're building. After a
yeah.
year now, doing a year of podcast, we've slowly built that community, and we want to just keep growing and
It's the best.
And the
eh?
greatest
just have a
feeling-
positive, good community of
How-
people that hustle and that build each
I
other,
love that, bro.
build each other up. So
I love
it's,
that, man.
it's
Yeah.
good.
It's crazy when you get the first community built, you know, and you put your work out there and they're responding to it. It's the
Yeah.
dude, you're in the best phase right now of what you're doing.
Yeah, it's
The greatest
exciting.
feeling is like when you see someone like maybe put up a story and they're in the car listening to the podcast, or
That's the craziest
Like, they
shit. I can
reshare-
relate to that with my videos.
like
when I
reshare an
started.
Insta post.
Well,
or
we saw
stuff
someone
like
today
that.
at the Easter show, and he put on his story. He was with the family, and he was wearing a hustler shirt. And it's just little things like that you see, and you're just
Yeah,
like,
wait till you're in
That's
public.
why you
How
do
good
it.
is that?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
wait till you're in public and you hear someone listening to your podcast while you're walking by.
I couldn't
Yeah,
imagine.
fuck.
How exciting would that be? Has that happened to you? Like,
Well,
you've,
I walked by and someone was watching my videos on their phone, and I'm like, I tapped him on the shoulder, and he. That was crazy as shit. Yeah, no, it's pretty surreal, man. It's a blessing to be able to do what we do for sure.
have you still been live streaming on Twitch or
Not as much,
anything like that?
Can I be honest with you? I'm like, it's more of a side hustle now, really.
That's exciting.
Yeah, yeah. So I want to do music. I'm doing music, and it's like,
Have you said that publicly yet? Anywhere?
Fuck,
So
man, we're
that's a
gonna have to clip
hustler
that.
exclusive. That's exciting.
Wow.
So what type of music? Like you'd be producing or you'd be singing?
producing.
Because I know you
Oh,
can
man.
rap
How do you
from
know
back
that?
in the day.
Do you remember that?
your
You even
nice
spit a couple
freestyles.
bars every now and then.
I'll
On,
rap my ass off in the storage room.
Yeah,
You walk in, I'm just spitting these horrible bars.
And then
you
I
know-
start spitting horrible
you know if
bars,
you
and
can
it makes
rap-
you look 10 times better.
if you can rap sober, you're
Yeah,
halfway there.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, when I'm trying to harness the skill and get good at it, I'm trying not to do it while I'm fucked up, even though I can do it way better when I'm fucked up, because I feel like it's a lot easier to enter. So the way I think of it, for example, if you take freestyling, right? And I think that there's like as kids, you know, we don't, when we're young little babies walking around, we have this thing in our mind. The only race on the planet is the human race. And then as you grow a little older, walls begin to build, you begin to learn things, and you're like, oh, there's a race of people here, this is a different kind of race of people, or I shouldn't behave this way in public, and I should do this in public. And you kind of need that because it teaches you how to function in a society. But the problem with this wall is it stops you from actually just expressing yourself at the purest form. So like when you smoke weed or when you get fucked up, that wall obliterates and freestyling's easy. But when you're sober, it's that wall's there, and it's kind of hard for you to kind of like really express yourself. And so I think that's the problem with a lot of these rappers is they get really good at their craft while under the influence because it's the best way to practice. It's the easiest way of them being good. So then when they blow up, they can only really do what they do best
when they're
messed up, when they're fucked up, whatever. And then that's how we lose some of the greats like Mac Miller, Juice WRLD, you know, rest in peace.
Definitely.
And it's because of that. So yeah, when I'm doing this thing, I mean, yeah, I'll indulge once in a while, you know, a bit of cheeky wine and a doobie, why not? But yeah, I don't really get fucked up anymore. I've been
That's
through that.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. So
man.
you've just been practicing. Is it more? You said singing, wasn't it? Like
Singing, rapping,
Yeah,
producing. Yeah. I think it's really important to produce though and learn how to play like piano and
do it yourself.
Yeah, because I sometimes like you'll like type in type beat and you'll listen to it and I'm like it's fire, but like it's not.
I'd change this. Or
Right,
I'd
yeah,
do this.
and I don't want to go into the studio with like a producer or something and then like look at and not know what they're doing. If
and
I'm
after an hour of changing things, just end up saying yes because you're like
yeah,
you don't want to
idea
keep
what you're
doing it.
doing.
Whereas if you're doing it yourself,
And you're always
You
going
got
to be
no
your
one else to
harshest
rely
critic
on.
as well. Like
Yeah.
no one else will come down on you
exactly.
like you. So.
Yeah, you want to be in the studio,
Which
and
is a blessing and a curse at the same time, but it makes it very hard to actually
Yeah, bro.
be content with something that you've made.
I've suffered that a lot. I mean, I used to spend months on videos, and they did pay off, and they did turn out really well. But there's got to be a certain level of where you go like, okay, that's good enough.
Yeah.
your
Okay.
production in your videos on YouTube are fucking outstanding.
Thank you, homie. I really appreciate that.
Like not blowing up your ass, but they are fucking. I
Thank you,
watch
man.
them and I'm just like.
Put a lot of time into
It
it.
is-
They
also
look
self-taught
so
as well.
professional. Like they look like they're a movie.
Well, the thing is, the beauty with these programs, and this is why I know I'm gonna do well in music, is because, like, we are completely capable of just creating whatever you want with the things we have. Bro, this is all plugged into one laptop. This is crazy. It's like, you know, you can just get a couch, couple of mics, make a podcast. You know, you can, for me, when I was looking at Premiere Pro, when I started editing, I was like, okay, I want to articulate this on this blank canvas. How do I do that? Google it, bro.
YouTube.
Just Google it and then implement it until it becomes second nature. And it's like the same with this music shit. You look at the programs, you can create any sound you want, but you just need to look at it and be like, how do I do that? I'm gonna Google it and learn. Or shit, you can go to school for it if you really want. You know, I was looking at classes to go to AIM, the Australian Institute of Music. If I really felt like I wanted to be around those people or something like that.
Get in there and get in the industry.
So the way, you know how when I told you that I was going to do YouTube, and the side hustle, so the side hustle was YouTube and the main hustle was hype. Yeah. Because I had to pay my bills.
Now the
main hustle is YouTube and the side's music. And shit, I might be a year into learning it and be like, that's like, and just enjoy it for the craft and never actually put it out.
Yeah, never do anything with it.
Yeah, maybe. But,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's a great thing that you're in a position where
you can do
you have that main hustle, and like on the side you're like, fuck, what am I passionate about? Even if it's just to learn. Yeah,
because you get suffocated if you're doing the same thing all the time. At least I do. I need to be like
always changing it up.
Yeah, because I'm not really challenged by editing anymore because I've learned it and spent.
That's your craft now.
You know what I mean?
You've perfected it, in your way.
Yeah, I love sitting in front of a keyboard, not knowing what the fuck to press. I love
the challenge.
Yeah, dude, I like writing something, rapping it, and hearing it, and I'm like, that is trash. And just like, being able to be like, how can I improve in this?
Yeah.
Does it remind you of the early days?
Absolutely, and that's why I'm so about it, because it's like I've done it before. I've looked at a program and I'm like, I want to do that, and then I've manifested it through like relentless work ethic, trying to get good at it. And I'm like, now that I've already done that, you look at another craft and it's the exact same thing, and anyone can do it,
Well, that's the thing, like all your subscribers, they just see the finished product. They don't see, like, it's not like you just turn on your camera, turn on your mic, play a game, and then it just goes straight up. You know what I mean? Like, there's all that hours of effort where you actually need to learn how to clip it, edit it, make it actually into the production that it is now.
And a while ago, they used to really discourage me. When it was like, when I was sitting there and people were not acknowledging it. But after a while, you kind of just, they're enjoying it, man.
If people are saying, and this goes back to what you said, if people are saying you're so lucky, you've worked hard. Yeah. Because you're not, it's like you said, it's not luck. But people look at it as luck because they don't understand what goes on into it.
Yeah. The only time that it frustrates me when people are just like, hey, man, you're a YouTuber? I'm like, and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, wow, that's really cool. What do you do? Fortnite. Oh, cool. It's the worst, dude, because it's like I could do the same job with a different game, get more respect, but get less numbers.
Yeah.
I'm just playing the game that gets the most numbers.
Exactly right, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's playing the actual game.
Yeah, exactly right. That's the actual game.
And I can't lie, man. Fortnite, like when it came out, bro, phenomenal game.
Yeah. Oh, it had me hooked. I was playing.
Bro, we all used to play.
Once people started building, I gave up. I can't, because I didn't know how to build. Then once people just started, they'd be building, and
didn't you sign up to a construction course to learn how to build?
I tried to. Yeah, I wanted to. I really wanted to learn how to build. It gave me the shits, and I gave up.
Oh, I can't blame you, bro. I can't blame you. But those days were the best. The golden age of that game.
When they brought the mechs and all that sort of shit into it.
Yeah, the owner had a boner for mechs and robots and whatever.
But they actually went a fair bit into, like, they've got some massive collabs like Marvel, all that sort of shit now. Even like, I think there's even DC that they've got crossovers.
Yeah,
with.
They did all these crossovers. Like I said, they're just selling out.
Yeah.
At this point,
Fortnite would have to be the biggest game
ever,
surely.
Yeah.
What is it? 250 odd. 300 million fucking players or something?
I have no idea.
Last time I looked
something
into
like
it.
Yeah, they don't show the numbers because if it dips, then people are like, oh, it's falling off, and then it's less cool.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see.
Yeah.
There's some Clarence there that has access to the mainframe that can just have a look at exactly how many are on.
You're going to have to try get in contact with him.
Try and find out the secret details, But yeah, man, that's what I got going on. I'm really enjoying music. I mean, I have a vision for how I would do it, but at the same time, I also, dude, it's just such an incredible craft. Like, you can make a song, and then, like, you can listen to a song from 100 years ago, and it will sound just as good, if not better. And that to me is more than enough reason to become a musician.
Do you play any instruments or anything like that?
Yeah, keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
The MPC.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that? Like the little beat making machines.
MPC.
So they're like
Which
these.
one is it?
There's like a beat making machine, and it has like pads
Yes,
on it.
yes.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the little square pads.
Yeah, you can like sample.
Like a soundboard sort of thing.
It's phenomenal, dude. You can like sample. You can sample random things from vinyls, and then like program them to a pad, and then like
Play it. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is this all self-taught?
Yeah, so far. Yeah.
I think you get a lot more gratification when it's self-taught. You know what I mean?
Totally, but
Nothing's
I'm not,
handed to
dude.
you.
Yeah, but like shit, if I'm struggling, like I'm always a student, bro. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and there's
you-
nothing
no
wrong
matter
with
what,
asking
yeah.
for help.
Same as, you know, with where you are now with Fortnite.
Yeah.
You're still a student, really.
100%. Like if someone comes up to me, and they have like something valid to say about my work, or criticize what I'm doing, I'll listen. But I have a good bullshit filter now. After a while, like when you've been in this industry for a while, you kind of learn that like so many people just talk shit, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But you gotta listen and like take it on board, and just know if they're full of shit or they're actually adding some valuable.
They got your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
Or they're just talking shit. Just,
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just to get your attention, really.
Well, a lot of people think they like to talk, and they want to be like, hey, I want to talk. They want to, yeah. A lot of people, they talk and they want to say, I want it just like this, so you should make it just like this. And they've never done it. They don't know the process, and they don't understand why things are the way they are, you know, so.
You take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
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 No worries.
You got any harsh critics yet on the podcast? Not on, or on.
I don't think we've had any harsh
I wouldn't
critics
say
yet.
we're not at the hater level yet, which
Yeah.
is where we want to get to.
Yeah.
Because if you got haters, you're winning.
Yeah.
But we have honest conversations, especially at this point where it's growing, with people that I guess we trust, people we know who, if they say something, there's constructive criticism in there.
I like that. Yeah.
But there's also positive stuff. But we
Yeah,
try
that's
to
good,
take
bro.
all of it on board.
Yeah.
You got to process
I
it
know.
in your own way and like apply how you think the actual feedback is taken, and then sort of just look at it and go, all right, I understand what you're saying, but how can I actually apply that to the business to make it better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, without deviating from who I actually am.
Yeah, and that's it. And as I said, you cut the bullshit filter and you just work it in the way that'll work for, I guess, for Hustler, the same you do with your YouTube. It just applies everywhere. So
Because if you're panda, then you're just going to be moving left, right,
Yeah.
right, non-stop. It gets tiring. You
and it
lose.
becomes it loses the sense of like it's not us anymore. Now it's just us. We're just we're selling out to everyone that, you know what I mean. You're selling out to everyone that's giving you feedback, and it becomes their show. It's not yours anymore.
Speaking of selling out, it's hard to not.
It's different. It's like everything. I reckon there's positive and there's...
Or look, I would never sell out and do something that compromises my integrity or my brand's integrity. But at the same time, I'd like to make the most of my moment and make some money.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
There's always business decisions to be made.
And that's
dude.
a very good way to put it, I think.
Yeah, dude.
Is that there's different ways to do it.
Totally. Like you can integrate it in a way where it's like Raid Shadow Legends and just like chuck it at the fucking. Dude, you don't want to do that. But if you can work creatively with brands to try and do something, then it can be pretty good. Because if you make money from doing stuff like that, then it allows you to do more with your brand and stuff like that. Like when you start taking sponsors on, if you just have like a 30-second ad window at the start, your fans aren't going to be bothered by it,
Yeah. No, exactly right.
Depends
Same
on
as
the
like
purchase,
YouTube, once you start getting so many views and put ads onto the videos. If your customers are watching, if you've got a good community, they're gonna not care about a fucking 30-second ad.
I like to think that. I
Yeah,
like to
know.
think that.
You'd want to think that.
I
hey?
want to think that.
Do you have ads on your videos?
Like in terms from YouTube, or have I
Yeah.
done sponsorship integrations?
I'm not too sure on the difference.
So
I'd say.
so there's two different kinds. So you can get
And we're back.
Let's go.
What up?
We are.
We were just talking about YouTube ads before we got
were rudely interrupted by the camera.
Interrupted.
Yeah, so you were saying there's two types of YouTube ads.
Right. There's So pretty much YouTube can come to you and I feel like I've explained this so many times to like the Uber driver. When he's like, what do you do?
Busy not.
So pretty much, YouTube will come to you and they say like, so Coca-Cola will go to YouTube, for example, and say, hey, we want to reach this demographic and, at this age, this location. And obviously, creators are ubiquitous, they got creators everywhere. So they're like, Coke gives them like 50 million, whatever. And then they're just like, all right, we'll go put those ads on those videos that are appropriate and meet your guidelines. And then they put those ads on there. And depending on the viewer retention, depends on how many ads the viewer will watch, which means more money for me. So then I think it's 60% of that and they get 40.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's not bad.
It's okay, but the real money and the way a lot of YouTubers make money is through sponsorship ads. So a brand will reach out
To them particularly.
to
you.
Yeah.
To you.
To the creator directly, and they'll say, we want to work with you. And you talk to each other. 9 times out of 10 it's like some app in the middle of Bangladesh, but it's sometimes you get really lucky when people want to, like, when you get bigger and bigger and you get a brand that's like, we really want to actually make an ad that will segue well and complement your audience, because marketing doesn't work the way it used to in the 90s. You can't just be like, buy this product, well, you can, but it's way less effective than actually having. Have you seen how Ryan Reynolds markets himself?
No.
In terms of like his brand, he'll just make joke videos on his ads. Like,
Is that airplane vodka or something like that?
yeah. Aviation gin.
Yeah.
And he'll just make jokes on the ad, and it's hilarious because it's like, it's indirect advertising. And so sometimes you get lucky and you get a brand that wants to work with you, and to make something really cool that will resonate with an audience properly. Like recently, I just wrote and voiced a cartoon for.
I saw. I think
fun.
it was the second episode, or
Yeah.
Was it, how many are out at the moment? Just the one or two?
We cut it at 2 because it didn't. I don't want to get into it while we're on a podcast, but there's a bunch of back and forth with the brand, and it was hard for them to say, like, to see the vision of indirectly advertising rather than saying these are exactly what this needs to be.
Yeah.
But that was still fun, and that's where YouTubers make a lot of money, because YouTube's not getting 8% of it. It's like and you can't skip those ads because it's integrated into the video.
Yeah.
So.
And there's also like
True.
product placement and all that sort of stuff, like outside of it.
Yeah,
a lot of
you probably
YouTubers
get paid to drink Red Bull on stream or something.
Yeah, like that G Fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never done any of that, to be honest. Nah.
What's G Fuel?
It's
Like an energy drink.
Like a gamer's
it's like
energy
cocaine
drink.
for kids.
Fuck me, is that how they market it? Fucking hell.
That's why it's so successful.
Parents start
It's like
buying
Stone Mountain drinks that, doesn't he?
Huh?
Do you know Stone
I
Mountain?
do, yeah. I think so, yeah.
He drinks that sort of
They get
stuff.
collabs and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
no, I don't really do anything like that. I'm a health nut, bro.
Yeah.
I love my water with a little bit of vitamins.
Get sponsored by Mount Franklin.
Yeah, dude. But ads are, that's how you make money as a YouTuber. It's insane how many people can be YouTubers now. Kids, parents, everyone's doing it.
Well, it's a whole different world, right? Like,
Bro.
gone are the days of being forced to go to uni and do all that sort of stuff. Like, it's still good, I guess, in a sense,
Yeah.
that if you want to specialise in something like that. But
Yeah.
it's definitely not a necessity as much as it was.
You've now got, what, Google and YouTube University.
They're
Like, they're
completely
their own
free.
university in its own.
I think it's just about doing what you're passionate about, man. I mean, like, if you have, it's because money just comes when you're good at something, no matter like what it is. If you are really passionate about agriculture and you go to uni for it, like you'll and you really care about it, you'll contribute to the world and do something great with it. I think that if you look at YouTube and you're like, I want to do YouTube because it makes so much money, then it's like you probably won't make money from it.
You're in it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, because it's not your.
And a lot of your community will probably see that.
Yeah,
You're not
so
going to build a community.
Yeah, man. I don't think education's necessary. I think because you can just educate yourself. I dropped out of high school, right? But it's like if that education will, stroke your fire and serve as a great passion to you, then education is very important. You know what I mean? Yeah, big
Bloody
corny
oath,
to it.
brother.
No,
Bloody oath.
100%.
You got some really good life gems. You got some good quotes and.
I'm sitting here with Confucius.
No, I was just, you know, I remember staying in the basement and just trying to figure it out, bro.
No, if you're passionate about something, it definitely makes it easier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the money will come to you. If you're passionate about something, you'll find a way to make money with it. As long as you're not, as you said, you're not focused.
But then,
on
as well, if you're
just the
passionate
money.
about it too, whether the money comes or not, you know, it doesn't really sort of
Yeah.
matter. If you're that passionate about YouTube, and you're making it comfortable enough to live, but if you're that passionate about it, it doesn't matter if you don't end up growing. Like,
It goes back to what I said earlier when I was saying about not investing. I think a lot of people, their problem is they focus on the return on investment. You know what I mean? And
what am I going to get out of this?
Yeah, bro. When it's like my whole paradigm shifted, and I started becoming successful when I started treating the reward as the work itself. Because then you do what you love, then you'll never work a day in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's so true. Like, it's
Yeah.
so true.
I heard that a million times.
Yeah, literally. And when you do hear it, it's
I
like,
think,
yeah. But then when you actually, you know, if you make that something where you just manifest it, you put it out every day, you just
Yeah,
tell
bro.
yourself that.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah,
say
it's
that?
true. It's 100% true.
We've got a quote sheet after this.
Nah, but, yeah, it's very
yeah,
true,
man.
huh?
So when you were, you know, started to see the numbers coming in, and was there a YouTuber that you looked up to that reached out to you that, you know, made you starstruck or anything
yeah.
like that?
Yeah. So I remember there was this guy I used to watch when I was coming up, when I was like grinding at Hype. His name was McCreamy. He made Overwatch videos. I used to make similar thumbnails to him because I thought they were cool. And you know, I'm sitting there, and when I went full time with streaming, I was playing Fortnite 14 hours a day, trying to get good and trying to like combine editing with that and just going relentless, just trying to, you know,
non-stop hustle.
just no sleep, bro. Like it was like you know, cause I wasn't bummed out. I was sleeping on a green screen, but like I had a bed, but the room was so small that I had to put like a green screen behind the bed. So like, dude, if you tilted my camera like this much, you'd see where I sleep. No, but you know, I'd be just grinding like 14 hours and then, you know, get some sleep and repeat. And I got so good at the game back then that I kept on killing this same guy over and over and over in a game. And he's like, bro, this guy's got to be like a streamer or someone. So he looks me up, and it turns out to be McCreamy. And then he slides in my DM at like 3 a.m. when I just finished streaming. And I was sitting on the toilet, and lucky I was, because he's like, hey, bro, you want to like play some games? I'm like, I'll just check my schedule.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah,
Let me speak to my manager.
Dude, I freaked out. Yeah, no, definitely. But that was another huge shift is, you know, and then through meeting him and a bunch of other YouTubers, you kind of realize like they're just people, bro.
They're normal people. They're
And-
just like you and me. Just
Dude,
like,
that was the biggest shift for
Yeah.
me, man. Like when I see, the thing is with celebrityism is that I don't even know if that's a word. Whatever, I'll make my own language.
bro,
up.
that was
Yeah.
mad. That was mad.
That was so
Celebrities
smooth.
Thing with celebrityism is that like, you know, it helps their brand. So like you look at Kanye West, right? Because he's Kanye West and he puts himself on a pedestal and everyone else puts him on a pedestal, that actually helps his brand, and it's smart marketing. To be relatable almost is unwise marketing, because you're not as much on a pedestal, and therefore you won't be as exclusive and your work won't be as rare and people won't, you know, fawn over it as much. And so celebrities are encouraged to kind of just put themselves on this pedestal so that that cycle continues, so that they can keep selling more. But in reality, when you meet these people, bro, they're just guys that had a vision and executed and figured some shit out. And when I saw that and I met these YouTubers, it just completely clicked for me. And I was like, bro, I can do this. I'm literally doing the same thing that they're doing, except no one's watching. So, yeah, no, it was weird, man. That was one of those moments. Definitely.
Just your mind blew.
It was mind blowing, bro. It was crazy because you think people have numbers next to their name, and you look at it and you're like, "That's insane." You're next level human.
You're a celebrity. You are. You
Yeah,
are
but
a
no,
fucking
man.
god.
Yeah, but no, it's like you're the exact same as us, and that was a huge thing for me. But yeah, it was unreal going from like you're making like $400 a week, like $300 a week, and like then just blowing up and your life changing like that, and just everyone, you know, getting. I remember the first time I got recognized in public. That was the weirdest thing. Bro, someone comes up to me and they're like, Daniel, and I thought this guy knew me from like high school or something.
Trying to think like, am I being rude?
But yeah, that was the biggest thing for me.
Was there a moment
That I remember specifically?
You remember specifically where it all just clicked? Like,
Yeah.
or even the moment that where you may have blew up? Like,
I don't know, man. I mean, like, because like there was the initial moment where you first get a little bit of attention, but then you keep posting, and then it snowballs. You know what I mean? So I guess it was like the moment was like a 7-month period.
Yeah, a long period where it was
momentum.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But it's cool, man, because now I'm in this place where I'm really, really comfortable, and I'm able to I set myself up so I can like explore other avenues, and I like with music and stuff. I mean, I might pair with a label or something, but you don't really need to pair with a label if you have money, because you know how you hear about how labels are like a really like the, you know, puppets, and it's like a bad thing, like don't sign with labels, be independent. I mean, a label's a business, right? So if you look at it like a label will take a starving artist that's great at music, and they'll say, we'll fund your music videos, we will handle your marketing, we will take care of everything that we will because you might be a great musician, but you might not know how to navigate the game and how to like market yourself and stuff. And so you know, these artists go to these guys and they'll say, all right, we'll give you like, you know, $2 million, because it costs money to have a sound engineer and to make an album and studio time and all this shit if you don't have one. And we'll give you this money, you do this, you make a great album, we will push you out there, we'll put you under our other artists, all this stuff. And then when you blow up and you make the money, you pay them back, and then some for their investment, and then you can piss off and make your own label. But if you've already like made money in the game and you can already understand marketing and stuff like that, you don't really need a label. You know,
and it's so interesting you say that, because I think we had that conversation once. Something was happening in the world. It's definitely a lot more of a conversation now about labels, and like you said, like there's a negative stereotype around them. And when I first started looking at it, I thought the same thing, like why do like sports stars don't need to pay back the money that the other, and that was my look on it. Like,
what do you mean?
Why do music stars need to pay back the money?
Right.
But then I started looking into it deeper, and the way that it's kind of put to them is like, you don't have this now. We'll put the money up for you because we see the vision on you. We need 3 albums. We need this, that, the other. And it made me understand it, because I started to kind of research it more. And now I'm kind of understanding, like, it's different to sports. It's different to that, because
it's essentially the same.
It's similar, but like, let's say if you get
you're
injured,
investing in a artist's talent, a vision, whereas sports, you're paying $100,000 for his talent. You know he's got,
he's
got the talent.
Yeah, true.
You're paying for that. You're getting that. Whereas for an artist, it's like, I'll do 100,000, but you've got to give me this.
See, I don't know much about sports, so you can probably educate me on this. So hang on a second. Let's just say Billy Slater's signed or whatever, your quarterback, whatever. And that's funny because it's American quarterback. Shut up. But you know what I'm saying. And so he's signed. What if he underperforms?
That's what I mean. That's where my psychology wasn't on it. Because I was like, if Billy Slater gets injured, technically he's still owed that money. You know what I mean? Whereas if you fall off a cliff as a music star and they paid you $10 million, you still got to get that money back to them somehow.
Yeah. Your family's got to get that money back to them.
And that's
if
what
you're
I
gone,
didn't understand up front. But it makes kind of sense.
Well, a lot of artists, like an artist will be like, get signed for $4 million or whatever, and you know, then they'll make an album, it will flop, and they'll be like, man, fuck labels, I want to be independent. And you just leave.
And you're like, bruv, you signed
$4 million, bro.
Like, we don't feel bad for you. It's like, give us a good album.
Yeah,
give us a fire album.
That side,
it
made me understand that.
I don't know how I got on that tangent, but yeah, it's fascinating. The reason I got on that tangent because I was just studying music labels and stuff last night. It's really interesting.
That's good, bro. It's good you got a new venture coming.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun, man.
What was the photo? I saw you in a bus.
Oh yeah, that was the cartoon thing I was doing.
Oh, that was for the cartoon?
Yeah.
So what did you have to be in the bus for? Because that cartoon, wasn't it like animated?
Yeah, so it was like a it was a transition from the real world that I got sucked into a cartoon.
Oh,
Yeah, shit flopped.
not
bro.
bad.
It was bad. It was one of those things that you just throw it at the wall. It didn't work.
But you learn a lot from it.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude. You might see. That's what's crazy. People get discouraged by failure, but it's like, dude, you see like this little bit of success, like an iceberg, right? You ever seen that photo? It's like, dude. You know how many times I failed like 3 times, 4 times as much at everything, and there's like that 5% that I succeed at, but that's the shit only people see.
Well, now you're only doing a video a month. Think about the rest of the month.
Yeah,
You know, what doesn't actually get out onto YouTube doesn't get to air.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
No, it's
So
crazy, bro. It's crazy to see where you've come in the last 4 years.
It's crazy to see how far you've come, man. Like even
Thank you.
Like,
but I'm gassing up you at the moment.
No, but I'm reciprocating it.
Yeah.
And I'm feeding it back because, you've definitely grown as a person, bro.
Touche,
Really
brother.
Cool to see.
Touche. You seem a lot more stable now.
Dude, this guy's
The hair's
hair,
come
bro.
back.
I know. You haven't seen me with the short hair,
I
eh?
haven't. I like it, man. You got it with the head
Thank
that
you.
suits it. You know, me,
Thank
no.
you.
I look like an action figure if I shave my head. Like a bobblehead.
Like that Travis Scott character, where the little character, and it's the big ass Travis Scott head.
Dude, how long were you growing that for?
Like what, 3.5, 4 years?
Oh my god.
It was down to my ass.
I remember,
It was,
bro. I was like, there'd be times in the store, I'd walk up, I'd be, thinking I'm speaking about our female manager, and he'd turn around.
You're looking at me like, damn.
You shampoo your hair and shit, and you got like the,
Looking at me like, damn, she's thick. And then I turn around.
Yeah, man. But YouTube's great, bro. I'm loving what I'm doing. It's a whole new world out there, dude. And anyone can become anyone. It's amazing. It's amazing. I can't believe we're so lucky to be alive at this time.
Yeah, you're not wrong, bro.
Yeah.
We're going to look back. Well, we're not going to be alive, but, they're going to look back in 100 years or 200 years and go...
Who knows? We might be.
I was gonna say, I think we might be alive, dude.
Daniel's been uploaded to the mainframe.
Yeah, Elon Musk talking about he's gonna upload people. You see that podcast with Joe Rogan? He was talking about how with Neuralink, essentially you'll be able to upload yourself, your consciousness, into a database and then download yourself into a new unit. Have you heard about that?
Yeah,
No?
I saw the clip.
I was like, bruh!
Bro, that was too much for my mind to even take in.
I love it.
I'm like, where am I going?
Even as unrealistic as that sounds, I mean, even modern medicine now, they say the first people that are going to be living to 140 are alive today. So, I mean, shit, we might.
Well, that's
be alive.
what good old Gary V boasts on about. He reckons
good, eh?
he's going to be alive till he's
he's
150.
loving
Like a bit of Gary Vee.
I'm fucking 40. No, I'm still young as fuck right now. You're 20. You're a time billionaire. So
Yeah,
That's his
literally.
favourite one.
I can't wait to meet that
I'd
guy.
take off my fucking legs to be your age.
I can't wait to meet that dude, man.
Oh man, talk about energy.
Yeah, talk about like I don't know if he's on coke or something, but he's high on.
He gets
life.
angry
Bro,
when
he
people
actually
tell him he's on
he
coke.
made a
eh?
video addressing that.
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't
he gets
actually
angry.
think he's on coke. I just think he's got like a crazy form of ADD or something. And he's just like constantly
Man, he's into it.
thinking. He's brilliant, man. What a great.
He's non-stop every day, and that's
Yeah.
all it is. It's consistency.
Yes.
I've
With
never seen a
anything.
man with more passion than him.
Yeah.
In every conversation that he has, he
So
is
passionate about life.
He is like,
Oh, he's locked
you
in.
will succeed.
He's had people bawling their eyes out to him.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck your parents.
Oh,
Man. Oh, good shit.
Fuck your parents. All right, we'll have a break and come back. We're back.
Yes, we are.
Come back from the break. You know what I was having to think about, bro? It's crazy that you would have probably a lot more influence over a lot of these kids, not even kids, like, a lot of people than their own parents or friends or family. Which it's 10 years ago you'd think, nah, no chance a YouTuber would be able to have that influence over someone.
Like I was saying, it's like because YouTubers are cool to a kid. A kid wants to be a YouTuber, and so they hear and they see a YouTuber doing what they would like to be doing. Dude, this guy plays video games all day, and their parents tell them like I'm the guy that they're watching while their parents are the people saying go to bed. They don't want to fucking go to bed. They want to stay up and get stimulated, And it goes for anyone, not just me. And so us as creators, we have a responsibility of like these kids are they're looking at what you're doing, and so you've got to make sure you set some sort of an example. I mean, it's okay to be yourself, but at the same time, you want to try and be the best version of yourself so that the next generation, because they're gonna copy you.
For sure.
They're gonna copy everything you do.
Think about how many people have already copied you. Like from 4 years ago, someone would have saw you with 20 streams in there and gone, I want to be him.
Yeah.
Like back then to now, where you are now with the community you've got.
It's like even, Kid Leroy?
Yes.
Kid Leroy blows up, comes out of Sydney, it lays the blueprint for a lot of rappers. You seen how many rappers there are now?
Yeah.
It's
The
insane.
Australian scene's blown up.
It's insane. It's insane. So it's kind of like, it's a very similar thing, dude. Whenever anyone's doing well in an area that you're from, or just in general, you just look at them and you just kind of want to mimic it. So
Especially kids. Kids are just absolute sponges when it comes to that stuff.
And I make Fortnite videos. My whole audience are kids.
Yeah.
The way I think of it is right now I set a good example, and then when in years to come and when I'm releasing music and I'm directing movies and shit, then they'll grow up and remember that. So I'm trying to like lay a blueprint and be a little bit sensible. Well, not sensible in that like that I'm not myself, but you just gotta keep it in mind, bro.
It's
Yeah,
like
for
anything.
sure.
It's like when you're at a family event, you act different to when you're out with the boys or out with mates. You know what I mean? You're not being you, but you
Yeah.
just understand who's there. You understand who you're around.
Yeah, 100%. No, I'm very, very similar off camera and on. I've tried to I keep my business life, and my personal separate. My personal might be me just, eating burritos, watching rom-coms and jacking off. But, like, that's like
Emphasis on the jacking off.
like I'm still a guy, but I'm still the same kind of dude. I try to, try and because you can't. I tried to pretend to be someone I'm not when I started this shit. Because you when you're starting, you're like, okay,
People aren't going to like me for me.
right? Because you're like, to get results I've never gotten before, I got to do things I've never done before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're going like, oh yeah, like I'll be someone else, and I did, and I tried it, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't last. It's
You have to put on that
It's like
facade every day.
yeah, it's like a relationship. Like if you meet someone and you meet a girl or a guy or whatever, and you walk up to them and you're like, hey, and you're just trying to be like really not yourself and like be a higher version of yourself, versus just walk up and just, I don't know.
Well, it'd be like if you hired out a very expensive suit. You hired, a watch, a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
You've gone out, you've picked up a girl. You've told her it's all yours. And then the next day you wake up and you have to take the stuff back.
Yeah, man. Just walk up to
What's
her.
she going to do? She's going to
Dude,
leave.
just walk up to this girl,
Or the
and if you
repo-
feel like farting,
the repo squatter
just
out.
fart. Just let it happen, bro. Just be yourself.
That's my mating call.
In 6 months, you're gonna get to know each other, and
You're going to be shitting in front of her naked.
She's gonna be leaving
She's going to see you. Having a cigarette while you're shitting naked.
Babe, you got a bog roll? Bring it in.
Oh man, but,
It's a jungle out there, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And
So-
we're saying also during the break, how there are celebrities that have like a pedestal and stuff like that, and I think no, that's right. We were saying, and
I think we were saying it on the
no,
podcast.
no. We were saying that on the podcast. On the break, I said that this podcast is going to be legendary. One day we're going to look back on this when I'm doing music. You guys are doing your platform, and you're going to be the next Complex or whatever you. Yeah. I'm surprised they don't have a podcast. They would have killed it.
Yeah.
Anyway, and we'll manifest that. And then you said something like, "Oh yeah, you'll be like the biggest rapper in the world or something." And that got like obviously when you're doing a craft and you're thinking like, okay, you want to be the best at it. But dude, it's almost like when I was younger, I wanted to be famous because I was insecure. But as you grow older, you kind of begin to fill those voids that you thought needed to be filled by other people yourself. And fame's discouraging. Like, if you think about, you're looking at, I referenced Kanye West again, but on a Kanye West level, Eminem level, whoever you want to look at, dude, they can't do anything in life. They're just like, the more successful and great they've become at what they do, the more famous they've become, and the more they've slowly become like this, like, puppy in a pet store. Like the world's watching this thing evolve, and they can't fuck up. They can't make a human error. Or they get cancelled, or all this crazy shit.
Well, that was Eminem's whole song, "I Am Who I Am."
Yeah, and it's like, boss. I respect that. And it's kind of like, it's almost discouraging, straight up. it's almost discouraging. I do not want to be famous.
Well, you think about it. Why would you want to do it to yourself when you think about it, like without the money and without the, screaming fans or whatever it is, nothing you just said then sounded attractive. Why would you want to be famous if you literally have to live in a house and you can't go to the shops, you can't go to the beach, you can't live?
I think Instagram glorifies a lot of that as well, though. Like you just see that photo of a mansion house that's on 30 acres, pools.
Drake at his new house.
Yeah, like you see that and you go, that's what I want. And to get that, I need to be famous.
Well, it's in the words of Tiger. It's, I don't want to be famous, I just want to be rich.
Yeah. Well, it's like you look at when I was in a really bad position, homeless or whatever. You're looking at like these guys, and they got this like you said, like the mansions, they live this crazy lifestyle, and you're like, that. What I don't know. I want to be that because I wouldn't have this problem if I were that.
Yeah.
But that's all just new problems. It's kind of like, I guess the benefit of being famous on that level is that you have a platform to genuinely impact the world and shape future generations to how you think will make the human race better. So that's a dope thing. But dude,
like we were just talking about with you influencing the kids and
and
everything like
but
that.
imagine that on an
side of
M&M
things,
scale.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
it's insane. So, but it's almost kind of like you're giving your life for the betterment of the human race if you think about it, because you're like you sacrifice your own life. You don't have a life anymore.
Would
you
you
can't
say?
go on Tinder.
No. Oh, you can, but it's not your account.
Yeah, you gotta.
People have 100 fake accounts of you.
Every swipe right would be reciprocated.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, and that's cheating.
Do you think selling out and sort of like that would sort of be someone, for an example? So for the selling out side of things, and for an example, someone in the game at the moment would be Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
That's a prime example
Of what?
of selling out.
Is he selling out right
Have you
now?
seen his little Satan shoes or whatever they're called?
Oh, is that like a Nike shoe? Is it?
Yeah. So
I
he
did
collaborated with Mischief or Mischief or something.
Like
so they're another brand.
MSCHF.
Yeah,
And
I clicked off that video.
They got. I think they're MX 97s. They got the cross upside down.
Yeah.
There's only 666 pairs.
Yeah.
And they've got a drop of human blood in the sole.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So
Are you
there's
serious?
red coloring or something, and then like in the red coloring there's a drop.
That's
like
crazy.
one drop of human blood.
That's disgusting.
And they've sold out. All 666 pairs sold out. They were retail priced at $1,080. I'm not too sure.
Imagine if it was Lil Nas X's blood.
Yeah.
That's what.
Who volunteers for
But
that
they were
job?
only 66 blood.
But you know what though? We say selling out, but we're talking about it right now.
Yeah. But in saying that, like,
making money. He knows what he's
yeah,
doing.
but the
He's
thing is,
just
as well,
Satan.
he knows what he's doing, but at the same time, like we were just saying, the influence he would have on kids. He came out with Old Town Country Road or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was literally
That was a banger,
the
right?
biggest song ever.
It's a banger, bro.
That made Gangnam Style seem like nothing. Like
I miss that dude.
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam
Wild.
Style.
That was a wild time in
I want
Hong
to
Kong.
just do some shots with that dude.
with Psy.
Yeah.
Is
I
he
reckon
still
he would
kicking? Have
send
we
it.
heard from him recently?
I don't know. He'd have to still be making music.
Probably.
I'd love to meet him.
Isn't
bro.
he missing with Kim Jong Un?
Isn't he missing?
Where did you get that from?
What are you talking about?
Nah, I wouldn't have a clue. I don't know where I got that from.
Daily Mail are going to clip that.
Yeah.
I was. You got me. I was.
They
Fuck
took
are
Psy.
they?
They just took Psy.
Kim Jong Un could make a hit record. If
I
decided
thought
to.
he was
blow up
Psy.
it'd blow up in South Korea.
He was.
They sort of look the same.
But yeah, man. Back on what I was saying is yeah, dude. Like, fame. It's as much as I want to be like a, really great at what I do and like leave a mark. It's also like, dude, you're giving your life up for it, bro. There's nothing else. It's like, yeah, fame is very discouraging. I think it'd be, and dude, cancel culture these days, man. It's
Oh, in Australia, it's the worst.
in the world, it's the worst, bro. It cancel culture from my
America
perspective
was crazy.
Yeah, from my perspective, looking at this thing, it's kind of like, so bullying is not cool anymore. Even bullies know that bullying is not cool. Like back in the day, in the 90s or whatever, someone would grab a kid and shove him in a locker, and it's hilarious.
And it'd be funny.
It's
That
Now
was
it's
every
changed.
romantic comedy, in every movie.
Yeah, man, and it's kind of like, So bullying was cool, and bullying is now like, okay, this hurts people, it's not cool. So we've tried to exclude that, but the truth is, in human nature, there's just bullies, right? If there's good people, there's going to be bullies. And so now bullies kind of like sit there and they hold back until they wait and they hear someone's made a human error. And as soon as they've heard this, they manipulate the right thing by saying, we have a right to exclude you from our society because you fucked up, right? And they channel all this. This guy might, like, I don't know, do something that's so minor that just, like, say if there's two gay dudes making out in public and he's like, oh, can you guys get a room? Or something whatever the smallest thing. Or
If you say that to two straight people, it's hilarious.
Yeah, well, no, but like my point is that whether it's like a small thing that's just not a big deal. I mean, dude, if I saw two heterosexual people making out in public, I'd be like, can you guys get a room?
That's what. It's the exact same response.
My point is though, they're to a point where they find anything that they can, and it's like they will just use this pathway of like, oh, this is the right thing, so I'm a vomit on them. I want to get this shit on them. So like when you're famous and you're in this spotlight and you make human error, dude, do you know how many human errors I've made in my life, like to be a guy that now doesn't make that many? But like these guys that are like child stars and stuff and proceeding to make these human errors and grow into the new people, like I'm always changing. I can't wait to see who I'm going to be next. I'm probably this guy right here is going to fuck up a few times to become that next guy. But if you're on an Eminem level and you do that publicly...
Well, look at Tiger Woods, for example. He was the same, grew up as a child star. He was going to be the next big thing at 3 years old. And look at him now didn't he just crash his car or something? What happened recently with Tiger Woods?
Crash his car. I don't think there was anything bad.
But it's the same thing. Like, when he started drinking and doing this, it was all
Lindsay Lohan, Demi Lovato.
They just attack him. Yeah, Britney Spears, Justin Bieber.
Yeah, so it's crazy, bro. Cancel culture is insane. I don't think it's gonna last.
Twitter and all that gives them a realm to really like their comfort behind it.
My management won't like strongly advise against me deleting Twitter, but I can't stand that, dude.
Wait, so you have it or you don't have it?
I do have it.
They want you to delete it.
No. They want me to keep it, and I want to get rid of it. But it's also useful because I got verified on there recently, and it's really helpful to be able to reach out to people. Yeah. But like for business and stuff. But dude, it's a vortex.
If you do one wrong thing,
and not even that. It's just like you just go down your news feed and people are just like tweeting shit that isn't even something that they would usually say, but they know that it's gonna get likes, so they make this like
it's gonna get retweets. It's gonna get attention.
Yeah, bro. And among that's where cancel culture lives. Yeah.
Do you reckon Twitter is the
hub?
Yeah.
I do, but I think if it weren't Twitter, it would be somewhere else. You know, they'd find another platform to do it.
Have you had?
It's just too easy to do it. It's like literally you just press the tweet.
But like, bro, I don't care what you're thinking right now.
Have you had any big haters?
Yeah.
Like any that stood out that were?
I mean, it's not
over the top. Like not just a comment here or
no, definitely. I've gotten death threats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten people saying they're gonna come and kill me because of jokes that I made. It's crazy.
And
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like, dude, I made a joke about vaginas, and so you now think you can like tell me that you're gonna murder me, but that's the thing, these kids, they think that like, oh, that could be potentially a sensitive topic, so I'm allowed to say this. Dude,
he might reply to me.
maybe that's
he might reply to me if I tell him go kill yourself.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just people like they like I said, man, they just need to get they need to get out there.
They need to feel better. They
have to get the hate.
They've got 8 kids at home. They got the messiest house. They're sitting on a lounge. They're fucking overweight. They need to feel better by themselves by seeing you fuck up. They're like, who the fuck are you to talk about my vagina? I haven't seen it in 2 years.
Well, the scariest thing is like it's not just those people now. It's not just people that are losers. It's also just kids that are heartbroken and have a lot of hate in their heart, and they do this shit because it's like, well, say if someone in society actually does something wrong, you know, like say treats someone poorly or isn't sensitive towards a certain culture or something like that, and it is actually wrong, you can't really Like, if someone lashes out at them, what are you gonna say? And you say, bro, relax. What are you defending the guy that did something wrong? Do you know what I mean? But in the reality, you know, we're not judge, jury, or executioner. I think we should exclude people from our society, but like that do the wrong thing. But just like put them in a corner. You know, you don't have to sit there and like destroy
Put them
them
on blast.
Like, do you remember the James Charles thing?
Maybe.
So there was this YouTuber named
I know James Charles.
Was it recent?
I think it was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
James Charles is this YouTuber. He's 19, and he apparently like I don't know the full story, but apparently like hit on a straight dude or something like that, and the straight dude was a bit uncomfortable, as well as like promoting some gummies or something like that. Whatever. The point is he did wrong, and so the entire internet made this kid a meme saying, you got kissed by James Charles, like to undo. James Charles is disgusting. What a disgusting human being. Like, I hate this kid. He fucking dies.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, this kid musters up the strength to make a video sitting in front of the camera and saying, this is wrong because of this. This is wrong because of this. This is wrong because of that. I understand why you think that, but this is this. And then everyone was like, oh, sorry about that, dude. And then they immediately switch all the target to the other person that he was explaining.
Yeah.
And then went
on him.
But could you imagine? So they were all wrong. But could you imagine if that kid wasn't strong enough and he killed himself?
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And so many people think their opinions matter. Like,
it's nuts, dude.
and these
What would happen to him if, you know, James Charles did kill himself?
Imagine that. Could you and then release the video, and then the internet sees that, oh shit, we
fucked up.
you know.
Who would be held accountable
like, thank
for
God that
murder?
kid has had a good support network. You know what I mean? Whatever. I've gone on a tangent here, but my point is that, like, I don't know, man. Yeah, being in the spotlight, it definitely would come with a lot. You know, for what goes up must come down, and it is almost discouraging. But like you said, like, whether it's uni or whether it's, you know, music or whatever it is you want to pursue, if it makes you happy, you have to do it.
Yep,
Yeah.
simple as that.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you received the
Death threats?
no plaques from YouTube?
I'm glad that that you've taken it to the positive.
I didn't want to be talking about this.
I'm like,
Fuck.
yeah.
I did double take
How'd I
there.
feel?
Now that we're talking about it, here's the list of their names, Sean. I'll figure it out.
No, man, no. How'd I feel when I got the plaques?
Yeah.
Dude, it was
Surreal?
amazing. I cried.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
I was a big baby about it. Shed a
Fucking
tear.
oath.
You know?
Like,
When-
achievement unlocked.
Yeah, bro. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Gamer
Because it was
terminology.
just- like, I streamed when I hit 1 million, and it was the most. It's just, there's so much gratitude, bro. It's like, even though I've put in all the work, I feel like, you know, and it is deserved, but it's like, me, you know
A
what I mean?
million? Like,
Yeah, you
Daniel,
know?
me?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, it was a pretty incredible feeling.
So where are they now? Are they at
They're in the
home in the
studio,
room
bro.
in the studio?
Yeah,
I like your setup.
thank you, man. Thank
Are
you.
they soundproofing?
Soundproofing? Yeah. It's you know, just to help the audio quality. It doesn't do that. You don't really need it, bro. Unless you're recording vocals. Unless you're recording, you know.
Singing or
Yeah.
something
Well,
like
at
that.
least
Yeah.
you might have manifested your music career, because now there's going to be some vocals.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just enjoying playing instruments. I'm really enjoying actually making music. You know what I mean? And like trying to like piece together notes like I piece together a video.
Are you still piecing together videos? Like, I know
Yeah.
you were saying before you've taken sort of a
Step
step back, but are you still got them coming in?
Yeah. I'm trying to mentor this kid to
Oh, yeah.
to edit for me, so I can get a little less workload off me and I can put more in other things. But,
Yeah.
it's pretty hard because like no one can edit like me, and it's not that I'm better.
No.
But it's like it's my style. Do you know what
You
I'm
hear a
saying?
lot of people
Yeah.
say that, like,
Yeah.
even with like vlogs or something, like they're like, I need to do it. Like, although
my
I want to
way.
be in it, I'll try to teach someone, but they don't. There's just the little things,
Like,
you know.
this kid
that,
is phenomenal. This kid is great.
Yeah.
But he's still like
Not you.
And he could be an infinitely better editor than me, but it's like he's just not my style.
Yeah.
It's not like I think the best thing to do is to get an editor and then release videos that he makes and then have his style blow up on your channel so that you have brand equity and continuity on your channel. Do you know what I'm saying? So like a lot of these YouTubers, they have editors that they just shit out things and people are like, oh, it's a PewDiePie video, but
it's really
the editor's it's the editor's
Yeah.
style. If PewDiePie started editing it, they'd be like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? So But yeah, no, I do still put a lot into my stuff.
That's good.
Yeah, bro.
So what's the plans? Do you have a video coming out anytime soon?
Yeah, we're working on getting one out this month, maybe 2.
2? Let's go. Let's go.
We'll see.
And then studio time with music, or that's still in the early stages at the moment?
I don't need studio. I went into a studio the other day and it was crazy. I realized just how bad I am when I went into a studio with an actual sound engineer and you're in the booth. And it's like, you're so out of your depth.
Reality check.
I love it. Like Ed Sheeran, when he started, he was so bad. And his analogy was, it's like a dirty tap. You turn on this dirty tap, and as long as you keep it running, a bunch of shit will come out at first, but eventually you get some clear water. It's like that with music. Just keep the tap on. Just make the shit. Just get it out of here.
Get it out.
Yeah.
Good things are going to come.
Yeah, bro.
Very true.
I guess on that note, I heard you squeeze in directing movies. Is that something that's passionate?
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
You used to say that back in the day.
So my plan originally with this thing was is like, so I've always wanted to be an actor and to direct movies my whole life. But then, that's, as you grow older, like I said, you realize that you're not special. You're not different. I mean, you might think different, but you're not like better than anyone. You need to get a skill. And so I thought, okay, I can't just like rock up to LA with a bunch of bags, and some cock rings and hope that it's just gonna work out. But
Cock rings will do well, but
I mean, they help.
yeah, this sleazy ass industry. But in reality, like, you need a skill. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna be in. My plan was to be in front. Just how can I get practice here? So I went to an acting academy, and then I, at home, would work on. I'd be able to. What can I do? How can I, make my own movies? How can I get good in front of a camera, and have some decent time? I can play video games, make my own videos, and act. So I was like, YouTube. And so I heard Will Smith say something like, you just need to make a decision to change your life. Like with growing long hair, you would have been like, what were your steps to grow long hair? What was the decision you made?
The decision was, I didn't want to get haircuts anymore. It was
exactly that's exactly it.
Honestly,
you decided you're like, I'm not going to get a haircut, and then the result was
long hair.
So with me, I was like, I want to get good at YouTube, so I'll upload every day, and that was the result. So, and I was like, okay, I got there, and I figured if I get big on YouTube, I can use it as like a resume going to LA. You know what I mean? So like kind of have like a bit of a footing in the game.
Look at me, I've got 1.2 million subscribers on
which
YouTube.
is nothing over there anyway. But like it's just more to get like a feel for the game. But I feel like I'm so young right now, bro. I'm so young. I'm 24, and it's like, dude, like how amazing would it be to like fill out an arena or something?
cool.
Well, like, you think about it, 24.
Yeah, bro. And
imagine in 10 years, 34.
But that's the thing. Yeah,
In
exactly.
the words of Gary Vee, you're fucking young.
Yeah, you're fucking young.
He would have a
I'll put my
boner
legs
right
off. And so I feel like right now would be the perfect time for music because I'm still so young. But then later on, you can direct and make movies because in your 30s, it just seems more appropriate. Like in the 30s, you're a bit too old to be bouncing around going crazy.
Well, you hear directors like, their career will kick off at 50, at 55, at 60. End up going on to be the best director ever. Like
how old is Spielberg?
How old is
fuck,
Spielberg?
he'd at least be 138.
You said the first
At
140
least, bro.
year old living now.
Yeah,
It's Spielberg in 2 years.
That's him, bro. But yeah, man. I just want to do it. I'm an artist, bro. I'm just so
A creative artist.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm
it
creative
is.
with the shit I do, and I want to find as many ways to like express it as I can. You know what I mean? I tried working. Dude, I was the worst employee. Do you remember that shit? I was the worst employee, and you can admit it, bro. I was terrible. Unless I'm like creating something.
You just worked at your own pace.
Yeah, that's exactly
It's
right.
as simple as that. Like,
Yeah, but I got along with everyone, so they were too nice to fire me.
Yeah,
I got along with everyone. So, Adelaide didn't like me too much, I don't think.
you had your own relationships with everyone.
Yeah,
I'd
bro.
say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to come live on air and just tell you who didn't like her. Bro, I've got a list, man. Like,
I was not very likable, man. But come on, bro. I was pissed off. Like, these guys would come in.
I was pissed off.
These guys would come in and they would be like, pass shoe. And you come over and feet stink like shit.
Yeah,
and they
because
want
we
you
were full time as well, so we'd be there 5 days a week.
Dude,
whereas we'd have the other workers that would come in, on the weekend or on a late night on a Thursday. And
Yeah, man. Do you remember the Christmas
this is our
hours?
shop. Yeah.
Oh, and the 3 a.m.
Oh,
shifts.
bro, do you remember that? Did you work that night when I was the manager? What is it called when you're the manager fucking on the shift?
Duty manager.
2IC.
I don't know, whatever it was. I was the manager for that shift. It was 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift, and we were busy, flat out. And it got to the point where I think Glenn and someone else went down to the storage room, and they've come back up, and the fucking what are the things? What do we used to put the shoes on? The fucking shelves.
Yeah.
Fell through the floor. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I wasn't working. I heard about it.
They
though.
fell through the floor, so
I
we
woke
couldn't
up
access.
to work one day and you're like, hey man, like, yo, the shoes fell through the floor. Like, what do you mean? Like
Bro,
someone put them on and his foot went through the floor? And you're like, nah, bro, like the floor fell through. I'm like, what? Yeah, and you'd have to you took on the load of, why'd you do that? Why'd you take on the load of being 2IC?
I don't know, brother. It was sort of just to grow my own skills at the time.
You were good.
Because at the time, like,
you had a very strong
I was
presence,
working
bro.
full time, and I didn't have that side hustle that I was going
Yeah.
full time at. So I was like, why not put everything into what I'm spending so much time at work? So then I just took on those responsibilities,
Well,
and
you've
I
kept
grew
those
from it.
characteristics, like you've kept those characteristics and applied them into your life because
You learn a lot.
like that was the same with the return on investment thing I was talking about. Like you would have gotten paid about the same amount as most of the other full timers.
Yeah.
But you were learning skills of how to manage a team and how to handle things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And from what I learned in those 2.5 years was a lot better than what I would have if I didn't put myself fully into that.
Yeah.
So it was good.
Yeah, bro.
It's good times.
Yeah.
Got a hype miss
Shaun
those
Gambin?
days.
We've got a special guest here today.
Nah, I really like your podcast, man. I really like what you got going on. It's cool.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. We like your hustle. We respect your hustle. And it's good to see, you doing what you're doing, man. It's fucking amazing.
It's
Likewise,
very hard
dude.
to not see you as someone who's likable, though.
Ah, bro. Likewise, man.
No, but I mean that.
I'll leave. He's like, fuck that guy.
No, but I mean that genuinely. But I guess everyone has their different taste. But at the end of the day, bro, you're a nice bloke, and I can see how it doesn't. You're not putting anything on here. It's just you're just sitting here with us, bro. You're just having that conversation.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I like about this podcast. It's very free flowing. I feel like
Yeah.
I watch a lot of podcasts online, and they're all just so inquisitive about so when is this? And the guy they're not even asking questions back, and it's not an actual conversation.
Well,
They're waiting.
we'd ask you a question, wait for you to finish the answer, and then go straight on to another question.
Yeah.
Turn up with a
And
literal sheet of
the
questions.
That's the whole gist of what we have, and a lot of the guests that have come on have said that as well. They go, we've done a few other podcasts, but we really like the way you guys do yours because, it's. I don't feel like I'm getting interviewed. He goes, I feel like I'm literally just sitting on a lounge chatting shit with the boys.
Yeah.
He goes, and that was so good because.
a couple of beers.
And yeah, and that's what with a few of them we had a few producers and that, and their fans were going. It was so good because we only know them as a producer.
Right.
It's good to see now. Them chatting about
As you said, like an
their
actual
passions
person.
or
Daniel
their
Harrison,
this.
the person.
You're a person. A lot of people would know you as either the bloke who uploads videos
once a year.
once a month, or the bloke who's sitting in front of your little setup at home. And without that, a lot of people probably wouldn't know
Well, I
who
appreciate
you are.
that you've given me the opportunity to show my supporters that.
We wanted to give you that platform.
Yeah, bro.
And thank you for jumping on without
Yeah.
hesitation.
Of course.
As soon as I reached out, it was without thinking. It was let's fucking do it.
Let's fucking go, and I hope we can do it again in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will for sure. We'll
Let's
take
Finish
a
it after
short
the break.
bro.
Yeah, sweet. So we had a little technically.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
all the technical difficulties aside, they just told me that as we were saying our goodbyes that this is episode number 56, and I stood up and had a little walk around, a little Melbourne shuffle.
We thought he was going to go home. I don't know why.
I
we thought he was upset.
I'm like, what the fuck did I say?
Dude, 56 is like the weirdest number to me. Okay, let me put this into perspective. If you saw one day a bunch of yellow basketballs, right, just around, that just randomly just fell from the sky, you're like, that's a weird thing. Anyway, life would go on, and then 2 days later, you see a whole army of yellow basketballs just fucking bouncing around, going through your street. You're like, what the fuck? Every time you go through life again, you see a yellow basketball, you're like, there's another fucking 56. So it's kind of bullshit. I know that. But when I was a kid, and it's kind of the same thing. I lived at like 4 of my addresses with the number 56. And, you know, all my phone numbers ended in 56. And it was like the weirdest coincidence. And now every time I see 56, I just freak out. And I got it tatted on me, meaning like purpose or whatever, because it just felt like it. And this is the 56th.
And you are now on the 50th. That's fucked up.
That's so random.
Yeah, bro. Can't wait to look back on it. It's going to be good.
We're just putting good energy out into this fucking
That's
world.
what it is.
Right? Just putting good energy into this fucking world.
Yeah.
But nah, thank you again, brother. As we said, 56, man. Thank you
56,
very much
baby.
for coming through.
Thanks for
I'd
having
like
me.
to give you a
Yeah, we
hustler
appreciate
tea.
you coming out and sharing your story, man.
So we'll
Well,
give
I
you.
appreciate you having
appreciate
me.
your
man. I really
hustle.
Thank you.
You've done well, bro. And
Hoping it's
I've earned it.
you've done well.
Oh, shit.
Let's go.
I earned the hustle shirt.
And we don't give these.
Thank you, brother. I
I
appreciate
hope
that,
it
man.
fits, but if not, we'll suss the sizes out. But
Damn, the quality's actually pretty fire here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you've had experience with clothing lines, so you know what's bullshit.
Yeah, I have. I've
You know?
started
What was that dude's name that's, he's got the barbershop now? He,
John.
John. Yeah, see, you and him were pretty
Yeah.
heavy into it, huh?
No, so that's
That's
yeah.
elated too,
We
man.
don't give these out at all.
Really?
Yeah, we just seem that they're very special.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, the first
I will
person
treasure
giving
it
it out to. Thank you, brother. We got a sticker pack for you as well.
Oh, yeah?
So you can just take some stickers. We just got 2 design stickers. So
Yeah, I'll put
take
them on
some
the
stickers
MacBook
with
that I
you.
have to buy for this audio.
Let's
production.
go. Let's go.
No, thank you, bro. I really appreciate that, man.
Beautiful. Thank you very much again today for
bro.
coming out. I hope everyone enjoyed that. Thanks to everyone for listening and watching. However you listen to us. For any
Yeah.
new fans of the Hustler Gang.
Yeah, if you like Fortnite videos, you already know, bro.
Yeah, most of you would already like Fortnite. If you're here and watch this far, you're a fan of Daniel Harrison, and it's after this podcast. I think you'd
Next
be
time
silly
we
if you
come
aren't a
on-
fan of Daniel Harrison. So
Thank you, man. Next time I'll come on, we'll talk about my first album.
yeah.
fucking oath we will, brother.
You'll be in your
Fucking oath.
media.
Yeah, dude.
No, so do you have any? Yeah, so fucking follow Daniel on YouTube, Daniel Harrison, Instagram, Daniel Harrison.
Yeah.
Where else can we
Finally
find
got
you?
that. OnlyFans soon, maybe. Yeah, we'll see how the YouTube career
First
goes.
episode of that producing right now.
After this, 4 boys, 1 cup. Let's go.
But yeah, no, it's
What's
just-
your
it's just
Patreon as well?
I don't have it anymore.
Oh, no more.
I escaped the clutches of the Patreon. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the starting ground. I felt after I started making YouTube money, it felt like, you know, if I couldn't really offer anything else on Patreon because I already,
Yeah.
you know, I'm
Put
already
all
making
that
YouTube
on.
videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you for having me.
Thank
It's
you.
Dan Harrison on everywhere. So
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Hustle Daily 56.
Thank you, bro.
56.
We're out of
Yeah.
here.
There you go.
The
Catch
ultimate
us
number.
later.
Later.
Bye.
Later.